I would like to introduce to you Rose, 2 years old quarter horse mare. In my opinion, I believe Rose have amazing, attractive personality and amazing, attractive mental abilities and physical abilities. Because all her pedigree, all the way back, going to highbrow cutting horses. So when I start to work with Rose, she showed me so much interesting sides of her mental and physical abilities. So all this picture around this horse, her color, she's a Bayron horse, very attractive color, especially in the summertime when she sheds, she looks so beautiful. So all this picture around this horse, when you look at her and her mental and physical abilities, and how she moves and how she acts and how she interacts with me, it's so interesting to educate this horse for me and educate her in my program and progress her education and see how I, with my methods and my knowledge, can educate her mental and physical abilities. I would like to share with you a little bit about Rose's mental abilities, what kind of horse she is and how she interacts with horses she knows already in the barn, or we bring new horses to the barn, and how she interact with me actually in the barn. I own Rose close to 1 year, and all this year when she be in my barn, I truly learn about this horse, and I like to learn about the horses when they're in the barn before I actually start to work with horses, because I can learn so much about horse interaction with other horses, with me, what kind of presence they have, what kind of energy they have. I can see what kind of physical abilities these horses have. So I kind of have a picture in front of my mind and my eyes how I can start to educate the horse and what kind of horse she is. She is a very interesting horse. When you put horse, when she was a young horse before 2 years old, we put her in a paddock with other horses, and she always choose horses where horses have personalities and horses have a lot of inspiration, have a lot of attraction, they're busy horses. So she will not gonna stay with horses when just horses gonna start to chew hay and staying all day and chewing hay and then have expression in their mental abilities and physical abilities. So she choosing all the time horses what she can interact and express herself. So they show me a very interesting picture right away when I'm gonna start to educate her. That's what I think, that's what my idea. And when I'm gonna start to educate her, she's gonna start to interact with me because she's very curious and very smart horse. That's how she interact. I give you just a small picture. That's how she interact with our horses. Say for example, this horse Rose, she's standing in the barn, and some horses gonna eat hay. They sniff each other through the wall. They interact with each other. If I'm in the barn, Rose all the time pay attention what I'm doing. Say for example, if I'm carrying the hay, she look left and right what I'm doing. If I'm carrying the shaving, or sweep the floor, or clean the barn, or do chores in the barn, she all the time pay attention what I'm doing in the barn. But what I find about the Rose, and you're not gonna find much often with horses like this, she trying to contact with you with her eyes. She really look in my eyes and she tried to communicate with me, not just with body language. She also tried to communicate with me with her eyes. So that's unusual, and it's very, very interesting for me. So her mental abilities, and in my opinion, very interesting, and it's going to be very interesting for me to educate Rose in the foundation program or intercommunication program when she's going to progress in her education. But we have to remember, Rose, she just 2 years old, and she probably first time when we start to just educate her, and we're probably going to ride her close to 4 or 5 months, because we don't want to damage Rose's mental and physical abilities. So in the future, when we're going to educate her, she's going to be strong mentally and physically. In the same time, Rose, a very sensitive horse. her mental ability is very sensitive. What I mean by sensitive, not because she's flighty and spooky horse, or she like to run right away and shy from you. She is very sensitive, have very sensitive feelings. If you were gonna start to dominate this horse, dominate Rose with physical exercises without understanding her mind, she will gonna shut down and she will gonna start to, you're gonna become her enemy. Rose, you have to explain to Rose what you desire from her. It's have to be, I believe, have to be methods, and educate her mental abilities. Only, I believe, we can achieve with timing and repetition. So we increase timing and each education so we can explain and develop Rose's mental abilities. So it's very critical and it's a very fine line when I'm going to start to educate Rose. My opinion, I have to care about Rose's feelings and educate her and think, not making her, educate her and think about her feelings. So I will not going to hurt her feelings because they are very, very sensitive. How I learn about the horse physical abilities? So I can educate horse and see what kind of potential horse actually have. All horses that when I educate in my programs, I learn them from the distance. I see how horses are running in the paddocks, how they're running in the fields, how they're even turn inside of the stall when they're changing their direction and wants to eat hay. Some horses are going to do big circle, and some horses are going to stay in the hindquarters and turn using their front shoulders and using 360 degrees. I look how horses, their speed control in the paddocks, in the field, in the round pen. So you can see so much, even by physical abilities, you can understand horse mental abilities, because some horses start to run very fast and they pick up tail in the air and upset and snoring and running. So it's right away telling me this horse have not very solid mental abilities and not very solid. If it's not solid mental abilities, it's not going to be physical, not going to be solid physical abilities. So I took many times Rose, I separate Rose from the herd and from her body, and I put her in a round pen. I have a round pen 7 feet tall. It's a log round pen, it's a solid walls, and I have bleachers on top. I can sit on top of the round pen and just have my coffee and enjoy in the morning and just learn about this horse, about her mental and physical abilities. So I learned this way a little bit about Rose physical abilities. And because horse, when you separate horse and young horse in this age, you separate from their body and from the barn, they're will going to be a little bit upset. When they're going to be upset, they're going to start to move. They're going to start to change direction. They're going to pick up different speed. They're going to travel in different gaits. So in this point, I start to learn about her physical abilities and how she controls her emotions. So what I find about Rose, she have amazing, beautiful, soft lope. When she speed up in the lope, she not pick up her tail in the air. She always keep her hindquarters engaged. She not pick up her neck in the air. She all the time keep level her rib cage and her neck. So that showed me it's a beautiful physical ability. It's going to be much easier for me after these methods to educate her to be collected and travel in a different speed, so she not falling apart mentally. What really excited about this horse and what I see in round pen, when she changing from the different gait, change direction, say for example from the trot or from the lope, she using right away both hind legs, and when she turning outside against the fence, she using her neck very, very low to the ground. Most of the horses, that's her cutting pedigree to the highbrow cat all the way back, show her in her physical abilities. Most of the horses there, when they're changing direction by turning outside from you in the round pen, they're raising head in the air, and they're just moving shoulders. Some horses even don't move shoulders. They're just turning to the right or the big circle. They doesn't know physically how to be collected and etc. So when you look in the rolls, it's very interesting. She moving shoulders, she crossing shoulders, she keeping this neck very low and changing direction. So that's very, very excited part of the Rose physical abilities. And like I said, her speed, her trot, her walk, her lope, very nice, soft and relaxed physically and mentally. In my opinion, I believe Rose amazing reining cow horse prospect, and I believe so much, I feel so much when I'm gonna start to educate her. She really gonna surprise me mentally and physically, and she gonna grow as a student so much, and we're gonna enjoy to work together and grow together in our education.